What's up, guys? I wanted to talk about expectations and pretty much how these things can be a huge burden if you let them weigh you down. Like, it's pretty a simple concept to understand because people go through these stresses all the time. From your parents want you to be a doctor, your parents want you to be a lawyer, your parents want you to be a banker. Like, just the expectation of your parents weigh on you. People might be heavily athletic, but have a mental or just an academic mind or a way if they want to express themselves mentally instead of physically. And people that's academic, they might not necessarily want to put their shit into book smarts and shit like that, but more into artsy. They might want to be poets, or they might want to be shit painters or whatever. And like, we have these talents and people just try to hone on to that one talent, but it might not even be something you really want to capitalize on. And that kind of goes to, reincarnations. Like, we have multiple talents because we're so old, and we're really here to, develop new talents and not really stick so much to the old talents. And that's why you're seeing a lot of black people rising up, and through time we really won't be playing sports anymore, especially these physical sports that kill our mind, because that's the mind is gold. Like, and we know that people are waking up to that shit. But just as a black man, and I guess I should talk about minorities. Like, as a kid, you really shit. Kids, period, all over the world. But as a minority, it's even more as an effect. Like, your parents, if they're struggling, they want you to be their trendsetter of the family. They want you to be um, they just want you to be the alpha. They want you to carry. They want you to lead them to success and wealth that they never had before. And they look to you to do that shit. Like, for me, I was great at football. I was playing from like 3 to 4. Even got a college scholarship and shit like that. It's like, through time, even though I realized I didn't want to play after a while, but my parents didn't see that. My grandparents didn't see that. They wanted me to be successful. Even my brothers and sisters wanted me to be successful. My brother asked me why I ain't trying for the Texans, because, like, I mean, it just go to show the expectations people have on you. They place on you when they see you have a good talent. They start to build these expectations, and when they don't really see it, they still have these expectations, and they kind of linger. And when you chill with these people, not necessarily all people, like, I mean, it's more people, it's always levels to this shit. Like, certain people had higher expectations, and certain people really wanted you to make it so they can get the fuck out, so they might be a lot more disappointed than another person. And I ain't saying this happened in my family, so per se, but you can definitely see how people treat you differently when you're not doing the things that they want you to do. And you can't let that shit affect you at all, bro. Because I talk about this constantly. Like, people want you to go to school. People want you to do these things because they didn't do it. So they want to see you accomplish it. But it's like, I don't even really want to do that shit because I feel like I could be successful in many other ways, even though that's what you wanted me to do. And I mean, that's like pretty much the best example. Like, parents live through their kids all the time. Like, they try to call LeVar Ball one of those parents, but literally my brother's dad is that parent like 10 times that, and is unbalanced with, like, when you watch LeVar Ball, he might go hard, but he gonna balance it with love too. Like, nigga, as soon as my brother done playing in the games, like, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, and it's like, bro, I'm really supposed to be doing this shit for fun, and this is not like, it shouldn't be your only path out, and it shouldn't be my only path out. And that shit really weighs on kids as a young age, man. We grow up with a lot of these bearing goals, and shit, this shit really just become traumatizing after a while. If you really just let that go unchecked, to be honest with you, like, if your parents are really overbearing and like, bro, that shit can become, like, you can become a psycho coming to that shit, and that shit can really, a lot of times that shit get passed down to the kids, your kids, like, because you don't even know how to parent, you don't even know how to really place great, like, the right guidance on a kid. Because, bro, at really from the age of 0 to 12, we really should be finding ourselves. And some people might find themselves at that age, because you gotta understand, kids are hella intelligent if you put them on the right path. So a lot of kids might find themselves before 12. Some might take up 13, 15, but the longest they'll take, maybe 18, 19, and that's how long it take us to, become graduates of this system, and we still don't know shit. So I think we put 18 years of finding ourselves with how better we'll end up versus in this system and society that we're in now. And that's what I'm waking up to, and that's why I tell I had a debate with my mom, and this is when I kind of start understanding myself more, and understanding if I'm arguing with you and trying to tell you what I'm gonna do, like, who am I really trying to prove it to, you or myself? And it had to come to a point where I was like, Mom, I'm not really gonna do what you're gonna do. You raised the rebel. It's really your fault. And I mean, I'm gonna do it my way. And she was like, yeah, you just gonna have to do it your way. And that's all it had to be. And it's like from now to really, I mean, I was already doing my shit, trying to get to my shit. But from that point on, with me and my mom, we have that understanding where I'm doing this my way, and if it don't work, it's just not gonna work. And I'm willing to crap out on myself. Like it's like, what do I have to fear, bro? Like what Thor said. He was like, if I die, then I die, or some shit. He was like, oh no, it was some dumb shit. It was funny though. He was like, but he was still saying, just in the real term of, he was like, what's the worst that can happen? It was like, you can die. He was like, well, that's it then. Like, bro, he was like, you committing suicide. He was like, well, I'm committing suicide if I go against Thanos with without the sword. And that's the same thing. Like, I feel like the same exact way. If I was running this system, I'm doing the same thing as if I failed trying to do it myself. It would be the same outcome. I failed myself. Like, if I relied on this system, bro, I failed myself, because this system don't care about me. Now, if this was in a thriving system that was for the people, that'd be a different story. But to put my energy in this system and it's not for me, that means I'm failing myself. And I would rather me fail myself on my opportunities and my outlooks on life than going to somebody else's schools and going to somebody else's job and they telling me how to live life and I just have to deal with it. I'm tired of dealing with shit. I'm tired of coping with shit. That shit's dead to me, bro. Like, I'm trying to elevate myself to full control over my life. And where nobody has power over me, not even nature in a sense, bro. I don't even want the natural. I want to have power over everything, bro. I don't want there to be anything that dictates my life. And that's also a reason that I kind of found who I was through football. And why I wouldn't tell people to necessarily just quit what they're doing, because you got to find yourself in your journey. Football taught me that I really wasn't good at taking authority, but I could do it if I really tried. But, like, if I was to elevate that mentality, like, if I went to the military, like, that shit probably wouldn't have worked, because it's like, there's no love in military. I had love for football, so I could take people arguing with me. But if it's like somebody yelling at me about school, I'm be like, fuck you. Like, my mom used to talk shit to me, because literally my teacher from fifth period, what's her name? That's one of my favorite teachers. Even though she called my mom one of my favorite teachers, Miss Sanchez, I believe. Had a black husband. I forgot. But she was one of my favorite teachers. But she'd call my mom because I used to fall asleep in class. Like, it wasn't that I had bad grades, but it was just that I'll fall asleep in class. And it was literally after football period. Like, we had fifth period lunch and then sixth period. And I always fall asleep in sixth period, because literally I just ate probably 2 sandwiches at lunch, a protein shake, and had a 2-hour practice or 2 hour practice. And like, I'm going to sleep in class. And I told my mom, I was like, do you want me to quit football or do you want me to go hard in school? And people used to say, academics first over school, but people starting to realize that shit's dead. Like, it's really just one option. Really, is it school or academics? And you might could do sports for a side job, but the amount of shit that you go through for football, I don't really know about other sports. Like, literally, at like, this was at Bacone College, a shitty college. We had meetings at 2. So all your classes had to be over before 2, and the rest of the day was pretty much dedicated to football. And even before the day started, before you went to classes, if you got in trouble or you had to, like, watch film if your coach said so, you still got to be there before class. So it's like, really, you dedicated to football, and then all the way till up to lunch, which is like 7 or 8. Then sometimes you still got to go back and watch film if you wasn't done watching film, because the calf about to close type shit, and you got to go eat for the last 10 minutes and then run back to the damn film. Then you got homework after that shit, and it's like, bro, do I really got to do this homework? And if you don't have people to take care of you, bro, you got to get a job. Like, oh my God, nigga, what are we talking about? But I'm really off topic, just saying about just people expectations, and like, people don't understand the shit that you have to go through and the things that you've been through, and you've seen the things that you wanted for yourself, and that's the things that's going to make you happy. That's the things that's going to make them happy in the long run, because you're going to build a long-term worth, a long-term wealth with your passion that you find for yourself. Like, you're not going to, like, football, just how easily it died for me in less than a year. Like, I was literally passionate all the way to my junior year. I'm talking to these big schools, Texas, UNLV, SF. I'm talking to D1, D2s. Like, I went from being on top of the world in this hero mind, from as even being a kid when I used to tell my mom and my granny, yeah, I'll buy that park for you, I'm gonna get this car for you, I'll get this house for you. I had that hero mentality all the way to like 11th grade. Once I got to 12th grade, I really wasn't getting them offers. I was like, fuck this shit. Once I got to Bacone, well, really before the summer before Bacone, I really almost gave up. Like, that fast, like it literally took it took less than a year for me to change my perspective on something I loved for 15 years, and it's because I really was thrown into football, and it's really something I became good at. So I like the, like, when you're good at something, you're gonna automatically like it / love it. So I mean, that's what I was like. I was naturally good at that sport, so I mean, I learned to love it, even if I didn't initially even know what it was, because I wasn't a football. I didn't even know about football teams and shit. Like, I didn't even watch football, but I went to football practice. Like, that's how, like, I was on some other shit. I'd rather play football outside, street football, than actually watch this shit. So I wasn't necessarily in love with, like, the game and understanding the teams and shit. I just like playing the sport. Like, I was good at, I could catch and shit, so I just like playing the sport. But that shit changed so fast, and that shit can happen with a lot of us when you follow your parents' goals or goals that you place on yourself because you think you want to fit in. Like, you might have wanted to become a doctor, or you might have wanted to become this for a little bit, and that was this bullshit ass goal because, like I said, you would push towards it, and then you sitting it out 10, 15 years later, and you like, man, fuck this shit. It ain't what you really thought it was gonna be or whatever. And some people might love being a doctor, some people might love being a lawyer, but there's other people that's really doing the shit for money and doing it for acceptance. And those are the people that might be better off making music, might be better off being artists. Like, everybody not really here for the physical, to be honest with you. Like, yes, we need the doctors. Yes, we need the lawyers. Yes, we need the niggas that cut the grass to take care of the physical. But the art, the other shit, like, that's precious to the mind. And it also go to show what this society was heading for a long time. Like, the art lane has been really shined away for so long, and now, like, art, being an artist is more loved and more accepting. If you really like the entrepreneur using art, like, it's more accepted, and it's really just like, it just go to show where the world was. Like, nobody was caring about how you perceive shit in the mental, because really art is the only way we can express our soul and express ourselves. And I mean, shit, I guess I'm gonna talk about this in my next video, because yeah, that's a good point. I'm just gonna leave it for my next video. But yeah, man, don't let people's expectations weigh you down, and watch out for even your own expectations. Like, I stopped having goals for myself, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, I might like get an apartment, keeping an apartment is a goal, keeping a house over my head. But those are really basic survival. Everybody has to survive. Everybody has to do that. But other than that, I'm not like really trying to reach a certain amount of money. I'm not really trying to. My one goal, like I said, is actually having land for myself and really being able to build on it. And like I said, that's really still survival, because it's like I know that this is secure. I know I don't have to pay rent. I know I have to pay a mortgage to somebody. Like, I know this is my land. This is my shit that I build up myself. So yeah, what else I was saying? Yeah, I really don't have no goals, to be honest. Like, I mean, when my nigga Johnny just told me everything that, like, just observing my life from his perspective and my perspective. Like, when I'm about to, like, get some shit going, or when shit is going good for me and not really downfall, like, it literally be like some bad timing where shit go against me, where it's like, damn, that shit kind of fucking with me. You know, it ain't making me, I could have been 10 times efficient if that shit didn't happen, type shit. And even though it's still to say that I shouldn't let shit affect me, but it's just the person I was at the time. Like, it was bad time, and shit that I was trying to do really wasn't for me, so shit not gonna click like that. But that's why I kind of go to, like, we really don't really know our purpose. So I'm more of a observer. Like, and I talk about the free will and destiny thing, and they kind of going, it's really the same topic. But I'm more on destiny and just observing, just like how I observe my dreams. You can say you can control your dreams, and I believe I can control my dreams in the sense of the understanding that we have. But it's still more observation than control, if we're really being honest with you. Like, you might could think something and then that happens, but where did that thought come from? And there's so many other different things that you could say about it. Like, I just leave that for y'all minds to ponder. Like, why do we even think, like, the thoughts that we think? Like, because literally, as I'm speaking, there might be a few things that I thought about talking about before, but a lot of this shit is coming freestyle, straight off the dome. And that's how we usually do life, freestyling. So to say that we have goals and all these other different things is crazy. I also said that most people can't even tell you how they got rich. It also go to show you that you're most likely freestyling and actually having a structure, and you can explain that structure to somebody else. So yeah, I believe in destiny and more than that free will shit. But man, don't let expectations get you down. Don't let them weigh on your mental. I'm out. Dude, there's a lot of planes in the air. Peace.